This was very nearly a disaster. Could easily have been a fire. What's going on there? Well, this could have been really serious. Actually, I don't believe I'm exaggerating when I say this could have taken our lives. So I'm really not a fan of this style of fuse block. I've never been 100% happy with this arrangement. This switch panel came with 3 of these fuse blocks, each one split to 2 switches, and also feeding the 12 volt outputs. As I say, I've never been particularly happy with it. Don't like these, and I don't like that the fuses are in behind the switch panel. You've got to remove the switch panel to get to them. So the other night, while we were travelling down to Melbourne, we were sitting in the evening, and I noticed that Starlink dropped out and was rebooting, and it just seemed a bit weird to me, and I started looking into it, and I metered the voltage to the power supply of the Starlink and realised that it wasn't the power supply that was the issue. It was the voltage that the power supply was getting was too low, which led me to removing the switch panel and having a look in behind, finding that this fuse block was clearly not in a good way. It had overheated. The reason that happens is resistance in the connection. So the load on the circuit was not above the rating of the fuse. It's just that there was too much resistance because of the poor quality of the fuse block, and so that caused heat build-up, which dropped the voltage, which meant that the devices that were on that circuit were trying to pull more power, which then creates more heat. I'm also going to resolve the fact that I don't like that the fuses are in behind the switch panel, so you had to take the switch panel off to get to them. So I'm going to mount this fuse block here inside the cupboard. I don't mind having to pull things out of a cupboard to get to a fuse block. I don't want to have to undo switch panels, undo screws, and take the switch panel off to get to it. So I'm going to fuse each of the switches individually. Okay, so in doing this, I'm going to end up taking Starlink and the fridge down while I work on it. But I'll try and get as much of the preparatory work done as I can before I take the power off. Cable length wise, I think I'm going to be okay. Gotta organise some supply. It's taken a little bit of thinking about how to go about making it all work. Now that I've figured it out, I only need to do positive feed for most of them. The negatives will go direct to the fuse block from the actual feed that goes to the device. I don't need to do negatives between I only need one negative connection between the switchboard and the fuse panel, and that will provide the negative side for the lights and the switches. So now I can just kind of get on and batch out these lengths of wire. Not sure I'm making this harder than I need to be. So I'm piggybacking the monitor and the USB charger off the one that's going to be the diesel heater. Two reasons for that. It's the one we use the least, and secondly, even if we are using it, all that circuit does is switch a relay, so the current on it's really low, so no issues with that. Okay, let's get the other ends connected up. Okay, so now I need to put spade terminals on the ends of all these positive ones. Okay, one of these I need the piggyback terminal on, so I need to solder it. Okay, so what I'm doing now is just matching up cables with where I want them. So find the one I want, that one there. That one is going to the kitchen pump. So I'll pop it on kitchen pump supply. And I'm just going to cut this one off and get it out of the way. The other two are actually still in use at the moment, powering the fridge and internet. Melanie's, I don't know, watching something on Amazon Prime. Okay, it's a little bit less messy. Alright, so kitchen. So the next one is going to be the hot water system, which is this one. Oh, and oh no, that's the fridge I just accidentally turned off. Turn it back on. Alright, next to the hot water system will be the shower supply. So when I undo this, it's going to take everything out. Let's get the main things connected back so that we can get the fridge back on. So this feed is fused into a fuse block. The fuse box is down below. So this whole fuse box is actually fused. And then we're individually fusing each supply. Okay, so that one there, our internet connection. That one is going to feed the fridge. And that's all disconnected and gone now. When I turn this on, get a light on because my fuse is not in place. So let's put an appropriate fuse in for the fridge. Like so. And turn the fridge back on, and we have the fridge working. Okay, and internet should work when I put this back in. Still nothing. Why is that? Why I connect up the wrong one? Is this fuse blown? It is too. It's blown. Aha. There we go. Internet should be back up in a moment. What's going on there? Fridge has gone down again. What have I done? So if I take that out, the fridge works. What the heck have I done? Oh, it's because that's not connected. Silly man. Okay, I think it's time for a bit of brain food. Aha! Okay, that's the rest of those. So, now we want some fuses. Now, hey, we have systems working. Okay, so the last thing I need to do is just connect up this wire to feed the 12 volt output USB and the voltage monitor on the panel. Just taken the end off one of those fuses that I've done away with, which has got a piggyback lead on it, so I can go onto there and then that'll piggyback onto there. So we'll just get that done. What happens if we go like this? This might work better. Okay, so we've got voltage sensing, the sockets are connected up, all our circuits are on and seem to be functioning. Well, there's that job complete. I'm really pleased to have that finished now. I think I'll sleep better tonight knowing that that is resolved, and much happier to have the fuses there where they're visible and accessible as well, which is an added bonus. So now I can put everything back in the cupboard and throw these lot in the bin where they belong. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that thumbs up. As always, be kind, and we'll see you next time. See ya.